Hey, welcome back to my channel. So I found this chart that shows the housing market in full picture from 2023 and now. What's really happening in the 45 of the nation's 50 largest metro area, and it gives you a really good picture because of the Portland, Oregon. I know what's going on in Portland, Oregon, and I'm going to compare this chart with the current temperature in Portland, Oregon that I know of at the ground level. And I'll translate that by the cities based on the chart. What you might expect. Would you expect like multiple offers, or would you expect like lower than asking price? How long they're going to sit there? That's all sort of like my realtor, 18 years of experience. So to give you a better understanding of what's really happening. And I'd love to hear from the realtors in these cities that I'm going to give my own opinion, whether that's accurate or not. So feel free to leave any comments or questions like this. So this one was posted by Lance Lambert. So he runs something called the Resi Club, and you can subscribe to his thing. He's at news at Lambert is his handle on X. So let's dive into the chart. 45 of the nation's 50 largest metro area housing markets have a weaker year-over-year home price shift this spring than a year ago. And it says gray cycle equals year-over-year home price change from August 23 to August 24. Black cycle equals year-over-year home price changing from August 24 to August 25. So you can see the gray is on the right side. It's kind of a little faded out. And the black one is like black circle is on this dot. So that's more current. This is a year ago. Oh, I'm sorry. I should say two years ago. Yeah. So I'm gonna look at the bigger screen here. Let's go from Portland, Oregon, so I can set the benchmark. So Portland, Oregon, it says from 2023 and 24, 0.3% appreciated, but in the last year, -1%. So it gradually slow down, and that's exactly what's been happening. To give you an idea of what's been happening in Portland, Oregon, is if you price right at just exactly at like a fair market value based on, let's say, 3 months prior sale and the current pending price, there's a higher chance you are going to sit on the market. The homes that were selling in the first 3 weeks were slightly below that fair market value because of so many different reasons, but that has been going on. And the other example would be if you overpriced by, let's say, $10, there's a higher chance you could just sit there because the market was so sensitive. Unless house is super unique, it's hard to find the replacement for. If you can find a replacement, you can find other listings that are more motivated, lower price than the fair market price. And so I've been, following the Portland, Oregon market very closely. In the last about couple of months, you have to be the top 5 homes when it comes to price and condition and location and everything combined out of, I want to say, about 20 homes. So if there are like 10 homes, you have to be number 2 or number 3 in order to receive an offer, meaning buyers have a lot more options to choose from, and any listings that's slightly overpriced or even at fair market, it wouldn't really attract the offer unless there's something very unique about it. It could have super nice, like a cookie smell in the house. That could be a bonus point, right? So you got to have some edge to really entice the buyer's emotion, and that's what's been going on. And based on that, let's look at very similar cities. Like here, right below that is Seattle. Now, Seattle was hotter in 2023 at 4.2%, but now it's -1%. So they cool down way faster than us. And part of it, my sense is that maybe the big tech companies are doing some layoffs. I'm not sure. The Charlotte, North Carolina is kind of similar too, from 2.6% appreciating yearly to now minus 0.8%. Las Vegas is a little bit even severe, 6.1% to minus 0.8%. The Memphis, Tennessee is very similar to Portland, Oregon, 0.1% to negative 0.6%. Nashville, Tennessee is very similar to Portland, Oregon. So you can kind of see. And then I'm going to go to the upper end. LA, California was kind of similar to Las Vegas, 5.7% to minus 1.3%. Houston, Texas is from 0.4% to minus 2%. San Jose, California is like had a huge increase for some reason, 9.1% appreciating from 2023 and 24. And that's when the mortgage rate was high, right? And so that says a lot about San Jose. Yeah, Sacramento is very similar. Raleigh, North Carolina, very similar. I think Riverside similar. San Diego similar. Now, Denver, Colorado is minus 3%. San Antonio, Texas, minus 3.1%. Atlanta, Georgia, minus 3.2%. Jacksonville, Florida, minus 3.6%. Phoenix, minus 3.6%. San Francisco, minus 3.9%. Dallas, Texas, minus 3.9%. Orlando, minus 4.6%. Miami, minus 4.9%. Austin, minus 5.8%. And Tampa, minus 6.5%. And Tampa and Austin, property taxes, high insurance rates, and very fast appreciating price between 2020 and 2022. That's the main reason. I actually just asked Lance if he has a chart like this, starting from 2020, and the split point will be like 2022 when the rate changed. That's going to actually give you a fuller picture. This gives you a full picture for the last 3 years, but if we can actually look at the last 5 years, then it will make a lot more sense to you guys. So the cities that are doing the best is Cleveland, Ohio. They've been like a honey badger. They're not going to negative territory. 4.5%. And previous year, 5.9%. Hartford, Connecticut, 4.2% from 8%. Detroit, Michigan, 3.6% from 4.3%. Buffalo, New York, 3.6% from 5.8%. Louisville, Kentucky, 3.2% from 3.5%. Chicago, Illinois, 3.3% from 5.0%. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 3.2% from 4.9%. Philadelphia, 3.1% to 4.7%. So it kind of goes all the way up like that. So let me give you the ground level temperature like I promised. When you see like minus 1%, sort of, minus 1% appreciating or 1% depreciating in those markets, I would say it will be very similar to Portland, Oregon. You're going to see a little bit more inventory. If you're looking at one elementary school market, you might see about 10 to 15 homes that could actually fit in your search category. And you may actually could make it work with 1 to about 3 properties. So in that situation, depending on the seller's motivation and how soon you have to sell and everything, pricing right to be in the top 10% or 5%. How many homes that are under contract every other week or every week will give you a good understanding of the current market buyer pool size. So as I mentioned before, I see like every 2 weeks, certain zip codes will have only about 15 homes going under contract, meaning they just accepted the offer, while about 120 homes, 150 homes are not getting the offers yet. And so you have to kind of see, and my guess is anywhere in between minus 2% range, minus 2.5% maybe. that will be the market. Now, when you head it toward more like -3% and up, and this is where my guess is that you have to be top, probably, let me think this through, top 5%. So if you have, let's say, 20 homes in that neighborhood, you have to be the best priced home in that 20 homes. If not, things are going to sit. And when there are 20 homes in your, immediate neighborhood not moving, that can feel really weird. That can make you feel like, oh, is any home selling? Yes, there's one home selling in your neighborhood, and you will see in a week or two. If you don't see any homes moving in a month, that's when you just have to go way below what fair market value should be. So the thing is, fair market value is determined by the current activity. If there's no activity, there's no way to gauge what the fair market value is. And so let's look at the positive side of the cities. So if you're at 4.5% still appreciating, you're still getting some multiple offers, in my opinion. I mean, that's pretty good indicator, even at a high interest rate. And right now, interest rate went down a little bit. Right now, my listings are selling. I just got an offer on one of my last listings that I have. I sold everything else, so I'm looking for more sellers, So you let me know if you need to sell. But if you're in that category, you actually may be able to price slightly above the fair market value. You have to look at the sold listings and how many listings in your market, in your zip code, in your neighborhood, in your elementary school area is going pending. And if you see, let's say 10 homes went pending last week, and then there's only about 20 more homes to go, your inventory is very small, meaning the buyers have to move really quick, meaning if you price well, it should sell. And so those are the cities I'm seeing, like the Ohio, Connecticut, Michigan, New York, Illinois, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. It's all mostly East Coast, I think. Ohio, Montana, Central Rhode Island, Montana, Maryland, Utah, Salt Lake City. That's kind of like now heading into 1% range. Minneapolis, Indiana, Ohio, Virginia, Massachusetts, 1%, Oklahoma, 1%-ish. So if you look at the US average, it's like 0%, meaning it hasn't appreciated or it hasn't crashed. Is the housing market crashing, guys? The US says no. So housing market is not crashing. And I made videos like this before. When you see the background with the fire, with the house, and then like a seller going like this, all the YouTube thumbnails are like, that's like YouTube thumbnail to get the views. I don't do that shit, guys, because I just want to show you the right data. That's just realistic data, I don't need this. I don't need a thumbnail like this. Anyways, let's say, so based on the ground level temperature of the housing market, based on that number, that's what I would do, depending on your city. So you can go to X. I actually retweeted this. If you go to Shawn the Realtor guy or go to News Lambert page, and then you can find this chart. He just posted and I retweeted this morning. And this will give you at least good understanding of if you're a seller in, let's say Jacksonville, Florida, it's minus 3.2%. That means, gosh, it's going to be really rough market for the seller. It's good for the buyers. Buyers will have room to negotiate. In average, if you see a $500,000 home, just cut 3%, and that's the target price and try to do better. If you're a seller, you have to be careful. If you price too high, you're gonna sit. The longer you sit, it's tougher to sell unless you have a very unique property. That's a whole other story. But if you have a cookie cutter, you wanna target first 45 days to receive an offer. In order to do that, you gotta price more competitively compared to the other competing listings. Now, if you don't have to sell, if your motivation is not that high, just wait until next year, because next year, I believe the housing market will be better than right now. Not by much, but it will be better. More buyers will come out. They have two more Fed funds rate cut this year, and that is going to more likely affect the mortgage rate. That the 10-year treasury bond will be in higher demand when things are weird, like government shutdown and these things like that. More money to go in will go into that, which means the mortgage rate will even drop even further down. And I predicted earlier that 5.5% like by next spring, but I'm guessing at this point like low 5 next spring and summer, which will move the housing market way more than right now. So if you're a buyer, go look for it right now. This is the best market. I'm telling you, I can't guarantee it, but fall and winter of 2025 is a great time to buy. Trust me. And then if you're a seller, if you have to sell this year, market it properly, price it properly, look at this kind of chart, talk to your local realtors and see what they think. Show your agent, your seller's agent, where you are. If you're really honest with your good agent, your agent will guide you with the pricing, marketing to attract most offers and get the best deal for you. But if you don't share your urgency of the selling, or if you're not being honest with your agent, then the agent can't really gauge your where he or she need to send you to. Meaning there's going to be disconnect between your agent and the seller's position, and you may not get good game plan set. So hope that makes sense. I'll end the video here. I tend to talk way too much. It's been like, it looks like 17 minutes, but hopefully this gives you some good, useful information. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.